Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Just Starting Out, where we talk about money stuff for people who are, well, just starting out. Now, we're going to be doing a series on debt, and this being the first episode, we're going to talk about debt repayment and what that looks like. Now, when you're repaying a debt, it's important to know that any money that is repaid, a portion of it is going to go towards the principal, and a portion of it is going to go towards the interest. Now, the principal is just, how much money is actually owed. It's also called maybe the starting balance or what is initially taken out. The interest is how much money accumulates that then has to be repaid back to the lender. Now, this could be kind of thought of like a service fee or a service charge for being allowed to use the money. So let's go ahead and give a real world example using credit cards and a credit card repayment. So in this first example, we're going to have a credit card that has, say, $100 worth of debt. Now, our interest is going to be about 19.5%. And let's say, just for simplicity, we're only going to put $10 a month towards this credit card. So at the beginning month of January, we're going to start off with a balance of $100 that we owe. And then we're going to put $10 towards that debt. And when we actually put money towards the debt, a portion of it is going to go towards the interest that is accumulating, and a portion of it is going to go towards the principal. So for our very first payment, we're going to put $1.62 towards interest and $8.38 towards the principal. Now, the lenders will do this for you automatically, so it doesn't have to get split up, but this is just to show where the money actually goes of that $10 payment that we made. Now, at the end of the month, we're going to end up owing still $91.62. That's because only the principal actually knocks down the balance. The interest is just paying the service of using the debt. And so the principal is the one that we really want to look for when we're trying to repay a debt. So then at the end of the month, we've paid $10 and we've made about $8.40 progress towards the debt. So then in February, at the beginning of the month, we're going to owe $91.62. We're going to make again another payment of $10. This time, the interest is going to be a little bit less because the interest is being calculated based on our outstanding balance. What that means is the lower our principal is, the smaller the interest is going to accrue. So for this month, our interest has gone down slightly, even though we're making the same $10 payment, and our principal has gone up slightly from that $10, which means at the end of the month of February, we now owe $83.11. And this process repeats all the way through to the end of November when we finally make our final $10 payment with a very small amount of interest, most of it being principal, and our balance is debt free. So after 11 months and paying $110, we have paid back this credit card at a 19.48% interest. Now let's look at a second scenario. It's the exact same setup. We have $100 worth of credit card debt, the exact same interest rate. We have a 19.48% interest rate. Only this time, we're going to be a little bit more aggressive with how we pay back our debt. Now, for the month of January, we're going to start off with a balance of $100. And rather than doing a $10 payment, we're actually going to do a $20 payment. We're going to double our payment from the first example. Now, the interest stays the same. On $100 at a 19.48%, we still pay the exact same interest, $1.62, for this scenario as we did in the first one. The only difference is the principal has actually gone up considerably. Now, rather than putting about $8.38 towards the principal, we're putting $18 towards the principal. And so our final ending balance of January, rather than being in the low 90s, is now in the low 80s. So we only owe $81.62 at the end of the month. That then gets carried into the next month of February, where we then make another payment. And this is where you can see our interest rate is really starting to decrease. Rather than $1.62, the interest for February is only $1.33. And our principal has gone up. Now, after 5 months, we actually have less than $20 remaining, so we're just going to make that final payment of $5.08 to bring us current. Now, here's the crazy thing. It's the exact same setup, $100 worth of credit card debt with the exact same interest, but the total payment is $105.17. which means just paying the debt faster, we've actually paid about half as much interest as we did in the first scenario. Now that we've looked at the two scenarios, what's the takeaway? Well, the faster a debt is paid off, the less is paid overall. I'm going to say that again. The faster a debt is paid off, the less is paid overall. Now it makes sense why, when talking about finances, we need to be aggressive. We need to talk about paying off debt as fast as we can. And there is a real difference in repayment plans. The difference between a 72-month car loan versus a 48-month car loan, that could be thousands of dollars in interest that are being paid. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the next debt repayment video.